Baltimore, good morning. This is Vin McCormick, host of the New Life Show. We've got a great show for you today, folks. It's holiday time. For some people, not so much. And we're going to talk about that in today's show. So we've got a great show for you today, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Never give up on yourself.
The holidays. For many people, this is the season of family, warmth, and celebration. But for thousands of others, especially those battling opioid addiction or coming home from prison, the holidays can be the hardest time of the year. Every December, while lights shine in windows and carols fill the air, another reality unfolds quietly across Baltimore. A reality marked by loneliness, relapse, and heartbreaking loss. Studies have shown that opioid use and overdose deaths increase sharply during the holiday months, especially December and January. According to research highlighted by the CDC, drug and alcohol-related fatalities spike during this season, with one study reporting that overdose rates rise by as much as 22% during the holidays. 22%, a number that represents lives, families, and futures suddenly cut short. Why does this happen?
Social gatherings during holiday times can trigger relapse because people associate that with their family. It don't have to be their family, but the gathering itself can make them feel like, man, I should be with my family. I ain't with my family. And then it goes into, shame and guilt and why they're here or why they aren't where they would like to be. Let me say that, because it doesn't have to be here. So it can trigger relapse because it's during the holiday time. So that's why we push very hard. We have a gathering. And the gathering is not for their families. I was asked by a couple of clients, they must have got together in committee and came to me. They came to me and said, Mr. McCormick, can we let our family? No. And I even had a counselor. I think what happened was, now that I talk about it, I think a few of my clients went to one of my counselors, had a conversation about bringing their family in, and I think the counselor must have said, well, go talk to Mr. McCormick. And they came and they asked me, and I was very straightforward with them, and they went back and probably told the counselor what I said, and then the counselor came back like a couple of days later and said, hey, Mr. McCormick, a few clients, you know what? They gamed me, Calvin. They gamed me. Okay, so anyway, this program is not for for visitation, right? Let me put it this way: the building we have some rules here, because as I've seen it experientially when I was in treatment many years ago, and what I've seen before I started New Life, is you got to have some rules in place, and you have to be serious about those rules, because once you relax those rules, you really have lost the ability to keep your structure. So one of the rules here at New Life Downtown Hotel is that there are no visitors, right? I've been challenged on many occasions about that, and I refuse to relax that, because I've seen, before we were able to occupy the entire building, and I won't get into the program names, there were some other programs occupying the space, and they allow visitors. So I'm gonna tell you, let me just share with you a few things that were happening in this building when I first got down here, before I occupied the whole building. I just had a number of rooms. There were a couple of assaults. There were a couple of overdoses in the rooms. There was quite a bit of theft. And there was substance abuse. There was substances being sold in the building, and there were weapons being sold in the building. All that was going on while those programs occupied this space. So they didn't have a no visitors policy. I watched it. And quite a few of the culprits in those things were people who weren't in the program, right? They saw a building that could go in and do things and cell and that happens. So I watched that. So I try to learn from the things that I go through. So I saw it, I was like, So when we were given the whole building, I said, one of the things that we're not gonna do is we're not gonna have any visitors, because that knocks out a whole possibility of things. And this is gonna sound so cold, Kyle. I don't care if your husband or wife or boyfriend or girlfriend wants to visit. When you come out blackout, you go visit them, right? That's the counter argument that I have with everybody. When you come out blackout, go holler at them. Sign out, go visit them, be back before curfew, right? That's easy. But we're not having any visitors to the program, to the building rather. Also has a great deal to do with privacy, right? Because we're very serious about HIPAA here at New Life. So, that's what we try and do to keep people safe, even though like right now there's a big push because people got kids and the kids want to come see. No, go see your children. This is a therapeutic community. And I don't want to say I struggle, but I have to maintain its therapeutic setting. I have counselors, and a lot of it, this is gonna sound cold. I have learned, and some of it is my personal experience, have been in the military, have been on the streets, smoking crack, have been in prison. I'm very good at compartmentalizing my emotions from what I do. That helps me a great deal. In fact, it's necessary in order to, there's some books I've read by some folks who have led business at a high degree. You have to be able to separate your emotions out of business. So some of my counselors, some of my staff, I should say, they lend their emotions to the stories that they're given by the clients. And I guess they feel the need to bring that to me. And I have to stop them short and say, hey, we're here to help them recover. That's all we're here to do.
In the heart of Baltimore, there's a place where broken stories become new beginnings. A place where healing is real, recovery is possible, and hope is restored. Welcome to the New Life Recovery Center. At New Life Recovery Center, we understand that addiction and mental illness are not just medical terms, they're personal battles. And we're here to walk beside you every step of the way. With compassionate care, licensed professionals, and a community built on trust, we're helping individuals and families rebuild their lives one breakthrough at a time. Getting help shouldn't be complicated. That's why we've made our intake process quick, supportive, and judgment-free. From the very first call, we focus on one thing, and that's you. Your needs, your story, your path to healing. Recovery doesn't stop at therapy. That's why we provide wraparound services, safe and supportive housing, individual and group counseling, job readiness programs, life skills workshops, and more. Everything you need, all in one place, because true recovery touches every part of your life.
I'm Ashley Honecker. I've been at New Life Recovery Center for almost 5 months. I was facing 5 felonies from the state for possession with intent to distribute. My life had just taken a lot of bad turns. New Life Recovery Center has given me a literal new life. It's given me a new start. I spend time volunteering in the kitchen now. I have both of my kids here. They're doing way better. They go to school, they've got good grades. It's really given me a new life.
Trauma is heavy. Sometimes we hide it, sometimes we medicate it. But the truth is, we all deal with mental illness in one form or another, and many turn to addiction just to survive the weight of pain. But you don't have to cope alone. At New Life Recovery Center, we help you face the pain and find peace.
My name Don. I work at the New Life Recovery, since I've been here, they helped me get back on track. They gave me a job. I've been here now about 7 months, It was important for me to come here to get my life back on track. My life is a lot better now since how it was before, I got the structure in my life, doing the right things for the right reasons. Thanks for New Life Recovery, my life is back on track.
In Baltimore, nearly 1 in 5 adults struggles with a mental health condition, and every day, countless individuals face the crushing weight of trauma, depression, anxiety, and addiction, often with no one to turn to. But at New Life Recovery Center, we're not just responding to a crisis. We're building a movement of care, healing, and opportunity. Our work goes beyond recovery. We help individuals reclaim their lives, rebuild relationships, and rediscover purpose. And when people get the support they need, entire communities rise. Through partnerships with churches, healthcare providers, nonprofits, and city leaders, we are creating a network of hope right here in Baltimore and beyond. Because when one person heals, a whole neighborhood grows stronger. But that's not all. Every Sunday at 11:30 a.m., we bring that message to you. The New Life Show, hosted by the dynamic Vinnie McCormick, features powerful stories of transformation, expert guests, and real conversations about mental health and recovery. It's more than a show, it's a movement of healing across our city. Whether you're seeking help for yourself, someone you love, or just looking for hope, New Life Recovery Center is here. The New Life Recovery Center, a place where healing begins and hope is renewed one life at a time. Call 410-304-6563.
Because the holidays magnify everything people in recovery struggle with. The empty seat at the table, the memories of better years, the pressure to feel joyful when life feels anything but joyful, and the silence that comes when support systems close, meetings slow down, and the city grows busy with celebration rather than care. For those battling opioid addiction, this time of year can bring on isolation, depression, and emotional triggers that push them back toward the very thing they're fighting so hard to escape. And for people experiencing homelessness, mental illness, or those recently released from incarceration, the winter months can be brutal, with fewer resources and more danger.
We do a lot of things that we aren't required to do because the state doesn't tell you, it doesn't care. I shouldn't say that. Well, they don't mandate you to give anything over and above treatment. We think outside the box because we know people missing their families, so we have a great sense of community here. That's why we do the thermals. I was about to say that. We gave our thermals to our clients because it's cold. Hats, because a lot of them don't have hats. Some people don't necessarily have family support. Gloves and socks, because it's cold. The state doesn't mandate that. There's no budget for that. But I realized, one, because I was out there before. Two, because I can see my clients, and I can see the folks who have and folks who have not. And I don't necessarily want them to asking each other, because sometimes it's like prison. I shouldn't say that. It's like being in settings where there is a hierarchy and stuff like that, like prison, where if I give you something, you gotta give me something back, right? I don't want that, so that's why we do that here. Even loose tobacco, I don't want folks, can I get a fog? That's old school. Can I get a cigarette? We don't want you to do that. You know, we supply loose tobacco. That might not tie into holiday, but I'm just telling you, one of the things that we recognize is we try and give our clients some things that they may be missing, that their families may have been able to bring them for visitation. So I just want to make sure I touch on that.
The addiction crisis in Baltimore is taking the lives of people every day. That's why the New Life Recovery Center offers those suffering from addiction a true path to recovery. Because we know that the best way to fix a problem is to face it head on. If you or a family member is suffering from an addiction, give us a call, 410-340-6563. Start a new life today.
If you've served your time, your story isn't over. At the New Life Recovery Center, we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Our programs help the formerly incarcerated rebuild their lives with housing, job training, counseling, and support to start fresh. Freedom is more than being released, it's learning to live again. Take the first step toward your new beginning. Call 410-304-6563. Your new life starts today.
So I've had the opportunity to talk to, I talk to them every day, actually. Specifically, my folks who are home from prison. I'm laughing because that the name changes. Now they're returning citizens, ex-offenders. They have the opportunity to be here at New Life. As a matter of fact, Calvin interviewed a couple of them.
I'm 54 now, and I came to prison when I was 16 years old. I was down for 38 years. And it's like, the whole time I was in prison, I had a lot of time to think. Because when I first came in, I was a knucklehead. I didn't really have no set goals. I didn't have no sense of direction. And as I started dealing with a lot of older guys, started talking to them, they started putting stuff on my mind. They was the ones who told me I need to get in the law library, research my case. Because at first, when I came out, I had life was 85 years. So my whole thinking pattern was like, man, I'm never going to see the streets again, so I might as well just run wild. But then a couple guys got in my head, like, no, get in that law library, research your case, and try to find a way to get your time back. And by them keep embedding that in my head, it started eating at me. I was like, okay, that's what I have to do. And I feel that, yeah, I came a long way. Because if you would have met me in the beginning of my video, like, boy, I'm either been dead in prison or I'm going to never see the streets again. And now Allah gave me a little hope. Now I had a little light at the end of the tunnel, you know, and helped me get all the way out here. And I seen this brother here, Brother McCormick, and I started listening to what he was saying on TV, and I started liking everything he was saying. And I see he's a caring person. And that's the type of person a lot of these youth need in their life. Somebody that's going to be there for them, that's going to help them, and that's going to put something on their mind besides all that nonsense. Because nonsense ain't going to lead you but nowhere but back to prison or in the grave.
We want to watch folks when they get here to make sure they're doing what they need to do. We're just not going to bring them on camera because they here at New Life. No, we need to watch you for a little while, right? But Calvin does a great job at interviewing them. So they seem to be grateful to be here because, first of all, this is in prison, right? We have some rules here, but it's not anything like the rules that they have at the institution. So they seem to be grateful to be here. They've said that to me in so much and in so many words, and I believe them. So we want to make sure that we keep our folks, and I check on them kind of regularly, probably a little bit more regularly than I do the folks who don't necessarily come from institutions, because we have several folks here who've come in recently within the last 4 months who've done anywhere from 12 years to 50 years. So if you can imagine, and I'm gonna get into the names. We've got some folks here. There's a gentleman here, he's 73. Matter of fact, he just had a birthday. He did 50 years and he came straight from the institution door to our door 2 months ago, 8 weeks ago.
I came here straight out of prison. It was on May 2nd of this year. When I came, well, I have physical disabilities, and that's how I ended up, the prison dropped me off here. But when I came, my body was here, but my mind is elsewhere. And it's still like that a good part of the time. I spent 8 years in Guyana, and my mind's there most of the time. Anyway, but since I've been here, there's things I like to point out. This is a good place when it comes to when you're lacking. When you need resources, they have information and they help you with the resources. They don't do it for you, but if you let them know what you need, they help you obtain what you need.
We handhold that gentleman, right? We handhold him, right? He didn't, so when he came off stabilization, he was able to go out. He didn't want to go out. He didn't want to go out. He said so. And you don't make any people, you have to sit back and watch that. And it's hard to watch that and not feel that, right? I can describe it to you on camera, but if you in the same room and you hear that, it does something to you, right? So, then we've got another gentleman. He did 38 years. Very same thing, but he was a little different because he couldn't wait to get out. So we just watch those folks because they have to be helped. And there's some studies that have been done, and we've talked about it before on the show. If you've done 3 years or more of incarceration, when you get out, there's a high likelihood that you will suffer from PTSD. Now, we read that as an agency, so we really try and focus on particularly holiday time to keep an extra eye on those folk, not necessarily because they might run out and use a substance, just because they're home, and not all the families are receptive to the individuals who are home. Not all the families of those individuals are receiving them. That's the other thing. You would think they would, but that's not necessarily true. We don't ask why, we don't get into that part. We're just here to help the individual. But we can see family support or non-support if they've been here for a week, 2 weeks, and families know that that individual's out and where they are. They're certainly welcome to drop stuff off, and sometimes that doesn't happen. We don't ask what the question, why. We just see that, and we have to support that individual and get them some clothes and things like that. So, particularly holiday time. So they're able to join with us in community at the holiday dinner. I'm going back to the holiday dinner and how important it is for an agency that has inpatient to do something outside of what's mandated by the state. That's what I want to say. So we do that, and I'm very, very proud of that. And let me say this too, because she might be watching. Dr. Pearsall cooks all the food, and she does a great job. So what I understand as a CBO, or community-based organization, to give you an acronym, is that one of the things that we realize here at New Life to help mitigate the number of individuals or the measure of individuals who may fall into relapse around this time is we recognize the holiday and the anxiety that is attached to the holiday by the people that we serve. First of all, you got to understand that. So I believe that providers should recognize that holidays can cause anxiety. Can, right? And that's based upon the person, the individual, the client's resolve and where they are in their recovery, even in the short period, right? It depends on the client. More than not, there's anxiety, right? Oftentimes it's unexpressed, right? Sometimes we've had some people share in the last few days their frustration or anxiety about this time of year. So they can talk about it. And it's important to give clients the opportunity to get that anxiety expressed. Now, I'm sure that the folks out there, those providers, those other CBOs are having groups. I'll just say that because it's mandated. I'm just going to say that. I don't know how good the groups are. I don't know how good the facilitation is. That's not for me to measure. I'm doing the best I can here. But it's important that they give the clients the opportunity to express their anxiety about the moment, about the missed family, about the missed kids, about them not being able to buy their kids gifts that the kids may want. It's important to give the time and the opportunity for them to express that. That's the first thing. Secondly, I think it's important, it may not necessarily be able to get done, but I think it's important to try and assist them. Let me say this. I believe that there's a way, well, there is. I'm not going to articulate them because I've only got a 28-minute show and Calvin's counting me down. There's a way for agencies to find ways to help their clients get things for their children. There are ways. We're doing it. We did it the last few years. We're doing it now. There are ways. I don't say that, right? And even if they aren't necessarily ways to get them at a minimal cost, so what? Spend the money. Get your clients' kids some gifts. I don't know what your budget is. I don't know how much. I don't even think any of that is relevant. One of the things that I really, really believe, and I've said this at City Hall, is CBOs have to go outside of the box. If they really care, if you really, really care, you got to go outside the box. Because treatment not in the box. It's not. It's not. And I don't believe that caring is measurable. And I'm trying to say that without sounding pretentious, because it may come off as that. I just know what we do down here. And I believe if what we're doing is done, Calvin, it's gonna sound so, let me put it this way, let me say it this way. I believe if every agency that's licensed, and there are a lot of them, BHA said 1,100, if every agency that's licensed goes outside the box and goes above and beyond what's required by the state, overdoses will be down, families will get back together quicker, we'd have a greater measure of recovering addicts in the city, Baltimore would be better. I believe that the answer to a lot of what's happening in the behavioral health space in Baltimore lies directly with the behavioral health agencies. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah. So I don't know if that is if you folks wanted to hear that, but Calvin, Calvin said, well then let's talk about it. So I try to be lending to his ideas and some of the stuff I want to talk about, right? I want to talk about it. So here, hope I didn't waste anybody's time. I hope this was something valuable that you could take away. You could get a better understanding of what we do down here at New Life. And if you are attached to an agency or you have a member or a family member who needs some assistance, it doesn't have to be New Life. But you want to know what the agency is doing that you're sending or you're referring your loved one to, because this is important. So Baltimore, thank you for tuning in. We'll be right back.
People battling opioid addiction find a warm place to heal, a community that refuses to give up on them, and a team of professionals ready to walk with them through their darkest days. Here, people who were once incarcerated find support, structure, and second chances, not judgment, not rejection, just hope. Here, individuals living with mental illness or physical disabilities, even those in wheelchairs, discover a place where they are not only welcomed, but embraced as part of a family. At the New Life Recovery Center, the mission is simple but powerful. No one fights alone. No one.
Baltimore, Vin McCormick, host of the New Life Show. Thank you for tuning in for today's show, and we hope that you were able to just feel what we gave you today, folks. Calvin has done a great job. Calvin's the producer of this show. Calvin's done a great job at bringing our YouTube channel, the New Life Recovery Center, as he just reminded me, and put the YouTube channel together. So we have a YouTube channel. So I understand that on the screen, it shows you what to do. He said, you ain't got to say it. You like and subscribe. But we've got a YouTube channel, folks. So you can go to our YouTube channel and do what you need to do, catch up on some old episodes, and just stay with us and let us know, what your thoughts are. And please let us know how we're doing or how we're not doing, right? So we want to give you the best of what we can in community and behavioral health services. So thank you for tuning in today. We're going to be back in 2026 for a full year, Sundays, 11:30, Channel 2. Thank you for tuning in, Baltimore. We'll see you soon.